Good morning. So we are able to get our first exotic sword now within Destiny Rising, the Partridge Sky. This came to us through an event, completely free event, efforts rewarded, where once a day there were 4 daily challenges you could do, and then there's a bunch of like overall challenges you can do for completing like high value bounties and spending pinnacle energy and stuff like that. Whenever you complete these, you get a currency. Whenever you unlock 1,500 of the currency, you are able to get at the Partridge Sky. And then there's an exclusive ornament as well at 2,500 currency, which is pretty nice. So pretty easy to get. I think today was like the first day mathematically you were able to unlock the sword. At least I think so. And of course, it is an exotic sword, which right now can only be used on Yolder. So we can go ahead and talk about that a little bit. This is an interesting exotic in the sense that it's just like its exotic perk just to boost damage, and that's about it. So it's a solar sword. Of course, it's a heavy weapon. Its main perk, Arrows of Silver. On heavy attack, you fling shrapnel and set the ground alight. Heavy attacks are stronger with full energy, of course, because it's a sword. And then you have a mythic perk. Am I missing something here? Every other exotic that I have, like I was checking all my other exotics, they're all 2 exotic perks. I didn't think there was like a random chance for perks to be mythic or anything. Everything has 2 exotic perks. Have I just gotten lucky, or is there really, is it messed up? Is it a bug? I don't really know, but its second perk is mythic. It's not exotic. It's called Battle Cry. Dealing damage with charge heavy attack grants 20% increased swing speed and 20% increased light attack damage for 4 seconds. That means there's going to be an optimal rotation in here as well. Then you have the catalysts, which of course pretty much just increase your heavy attack by 20% every time. I'm not going to have any of those, but I can just go ahead and show you what this thing does. It looks really freaking sick when you're holding it out. Here I am in the firing range, and you can see when I do a heavy attack, it does burn the ground a little bit, and it also does a ton of damage, and it's kind of a ranged attack, which is pretty sick. I can grab some of this. Very fun. Essentially like Wolf's Super in an exotic sword form, which is pretty nice, especially for a character like Yolder, who doesn't really get that much range. This will be kind of fun for like playing with her different abilities and stuff. So I just want to do some really quick damage testing here. So show you the difference between this and like a legendary sword. The optimal rotation, as far as I can tell, because this exotic perk buffs your light attack, is going to be heavy attack, light attack until this buff, Battle Cry, is out, and then heavy attack again. That's also going to be the most ammo efficient because a light attack uses 1 ammo, but a heavy attack uses 6 ammo. So you're going to want to be doing a nice rotation where, for instance, you start with a heavy attack. You can see Battle Cry 4, 3, 2, 1, heavy attack again, light attack until Battle Cry is out. And you can see my DPS is pretty high here, 22,000, which for a sword, especially not buffed by any of my abilities or anything, it's pretty good actually. So go ahead and finish these guys off, and I'm out of ammo there. But you can see 22,000. Whereas if I switch to, let's say, just a normal legendary sword, nothing super fancy here, but it's what I've got. I haven't been playing a ton of Yolder, admittedly. But let's just say I use a normal attack. This thing, does it have any perks that I should be landing to? Charge heavy attacks, constant instantly charge the sword energy. Okay, so just using heavy attacks whenever my energy is charged. Go ahead and reset this. You can see this is averaging somewhere in the like 12 to 14,000, which is quite a bit lower than the 22,000 of the Partridge Sky. So, and it's also less ammo efficient there as well, because you have to have the attack more. So that's pretty cool. If you're looking for just a raw damage build with Partridge Sky, that's what I would use. I also have artifacts that, you know, help me a little bit. Like I said, this is a little bit just cobbled together because I don't play Yolder that much, but a lot of my artifacts are focused on giving me overshields. Overshield, casting any ability increases my weapon damage. I would probably actually have this for Inverted Fury if I had an exotic one, but I don't. And then Ring of Reflection, gain damage bonus equal to your overshield. So, of course, Yolder gets a ton of overshields. So, if you can make overshields, do more damage, and then pair that with a high damage exotic like this sword, you can probably do some pretty fun stuff. So, just check that out here. Yeah. I have a feeling this sword's going to be pretty powerful for some activities like Chaos, for instance. And I didn't even like re-up any of my abilities there, but I think you'll be able to do some really fun rotations with this. You'll be able to play incredibly aggressive, always have an overshield, do more damage, set everything on fire, and have a little bit of mid-range with the ranged attack. All right, so here we are in Legacy, and I'm just gonna go into this saying the things I'm kind of worried about with Yolder, and the reason I don't really use her that much is because her single target damage is just not as good as someone like Gwen. And that's something I value a lot in this sort of game. Her like mid-range is going to be really good. Her crowd control is going to be really good. Her survivability is of course like insane. But her single target DPS is still going to be lacking. And you know, I think this sword might help that a little bit, but a sword is still not going to be as good as something like a shotgun, especially with the perks that the shotguns in this game can get. So that's my main concern with Yolder. Also, ammo economy on swords, kind of bad. So I am worried about that as well. Tried to save some going into this portal here. So we'll go in here and I'll use some heavy on, because I know there's some like really beefy guys in here. So we'll see what we can do. But yeah, okay, well, I don't know if these are the best examples, but same thing, same rotation here. And yeah, I mean, like, look, I haven't even used my sword that much and we're already out of ammo. That is kind of tragic. Okay. I mean, it is definitely bursting him down. I still think something like Gwen would obviously take this out faster, but for what it is on a character like Yolder, I think the only concern I would have, like this does expand her ability to do single target DPS. I still think the ammo economy on swords is going to be an issue in a lot of things. Plus, you're probably not going to be using a sword on like Isaacus and that sort of thing, right? So, sorry, that really, it always messes me up when they fall like that. So it's just something to keep in mind. I think it's a really cool exotic. Her other choices being like Huckleberry is, you know, I think the sword probably is an easy win in that department for me. But I don't know. I'm interested to see what everyone else thinks. We'll go ahead and clear this out. It's not really, I mean, I can't really showcase the sword because I'm out of ammo. I guess I could showcase my concerns with the sword. As I said, the ammo economy on these things tends to not be super great. That was a problem in Destiny 2 for a long time. So we'll go ahead and clear that out. So pretty cool. You just have to be very, very conscious with your use of ammo. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, leave any comments or anything else you noticed down in the comment section below. I hope you guys all have a fantastic day. I love your faces, and I'll see you very soon.